Top 10 Best Turkish Dramas with Intense Love Story. Whether you care to admit it or not, everyone loves a good love story, and Turkish dramas are known for bringing on the feels every single time. Here is a roundup of the most memorable Turkish dramas with intense love stories so touching they would melt even the coldest of hearts. Number 10. The Girl Named Feriha. In The Girl Named Feriha TV series story, you will explore a difficult love of Feriha and Emir, who are made for each other, yet from different worlds. Feriha is a clever and beautiful young girl who lives in a luxury neighborhood but belongs to a poor family. Feriha is the only hope of her family. She gets accepted into a private university with a scholarship and immediately gets all the attention of the most popular students. On the other hand, Emir, who is a cool, handsome and rich playboy, they fell in love with each other at first sight, but Feriha never discloses that she is a daughter of a poor family. Number 9. Black and White Love. The series Black and White Love is a mysterious story revolves around Asli, Ferhat, Cem and Nemek. The interesting plot begins with Asli, who is a young and pretty doctor. She is really passionate towards her work. Her brother Cem works as a police officer who can even sacrifice his life without any fear to fulfill his duty. While on the other hand, Ferhat, who is a young brave man involved in illegal activities with Nemek, who is actually his biological father, but Ferhat is not aware of the past. The lives of Asli and Ferhat come across when Ferhat brings Asli for a man's recovery to whom he has shooted. Asli soon realizes about their illegal activities. She tries to escape, but all in vain. Ferhat gives her two options: marry with me or die. Asli agrees to marry Ferhat in order to save her life. Number 8. Hercai. The series Hercai shows an incredible love between Miran and Reyhan, who fall in love with each other but are fated to go afar due to the revenge plan. The story starts with Miran, who is a mysterious, young and well-known businessman. Miran has been brought up with anger and revenge towards Sadıkoğlu family, which was actually responsible for his father's death. Miran starts to execute his plan by developing the business trust on his enemies. He wants to get married with his enemy's family daughter to trap her and make their family disgrace. One day he interacts with Reyhan, who is a pretty and innocent girl. Although she belongs to Sadıkoğlu family, but mistreated by everyone in her family. This plot got high attention of viewers on arrival of nail-biting events. Number 7. Black Money Love. The love begins with Umar, who is a young, dutiful police officer. He performs his duty in a praiseworthy manner. He even postpones his engagement in order to fulfill his recent task. Umar moves to Istanbul, where his family and fiancé are waiting for engagement. On the other hand, Elif is a jewelry designer who lives happily in Italy. She also moves to Istanbul in order to celebrate her birthday with her family who lives in Istanbul. The lives of both finally interact to each other because of a murder, where Umar loses his lovely fiancé while Elif loses her beloved father in the same car. Twists arrived for the audience on the thought that why these two persons are in the same car. The story revolves around the efforts they make to know the fact behind this murder. Soon they realize that this matter is related to diamonds. Number 6. Gonul. In Gonul TV series story, you will explore the story of a young woman, Gonul, who grew up in an orphanage, but uses her discipline and determination to become a successful surgical nurse. She falls in love with Tekin, a top surgeon with his own traumatic past who appears to need Gonul's love and support. On the day of their wedding, an ex-girlfriend from Tekin's past shows up and tells Gonul some disturbing secrets about Tekin. When the ex-girlfriend is found dead a few days later, Gonul starts to understand that Tekin is a very dangerous man. In the midst of this difficult situation, he will meet Yusuf, a man who is attracted to Gonul from the first moment he sees her. Number 5. Love, Logic, Revenge. It is one of the Turkish TV shows that has become very popular in Turkey and the West. Fans like this drama because it has both comedy and romance, and because the actors and actresses are so good at what they do. So, Love, Logic, Revenge is the best choice if looking for a romantic Turkish drama with some funny parts. The story is about a married couple who split up after being together for a long time. After that, the man gets rich, and when his ex-wife starts to work for him, his life is turned upside down. As a matter of fact, Esra and Uzan managed to enter the list of the most popular Turkish couple of the year. Number 4. Heart Wound. Kal Yarasi series is about the heart-touching love story of Ayşe and Ferit, who put their pure love that changed their lives from top to bottom, right in the middle of the endless conflicts of the two rooted families of Hatay and Antakya for years. Fans of the series who left comments saying Gökhan and Yakmar made a great couple, and also they won the Best TV Series Couple of the Year. Number 3. The Promise. The Promise, as the title itself says, is a promise-based story of a young girl, Rehan, who belonged to a poor traditional family, reads to Istanbul in order to get married with her wealthy uncle's son named Emir on instinct of her uncle, who is at the last stage of his life. Everyone seems against Rehan, especially her aunt, who is not agreed to accept a poor domestic girl. Even Emir wants to make her life miserable and make plans to ruin her life in all possible ways that she would opt for divorce. She wants to return back, but she cannot oppose to her uncle. She faces many challenges but remains steadfast in order to keep her promise. The whole story highlights her patience and efforts she is making to make everyone happy. Story popped up many interesting questions like, will Emir got feelings for Rehan? Will Rehan keep tolerating everything? These questions create huge suspense for the audience. The cast crew performance in this series seems really realistic. Number 2. Love Doesn't Understand Words. The story starts with our female lead, desperate to find a job as her mother has come from the countryside to take her back with her, and Hayat doesn't want to leave her city life. On the other hand, the male lead lands in Istanbul after a business trip. He is the head and the director at his family's fashion house business, Sate. Murat's grandmother is hell-bent on getting him married, and so his family sets up a woman named Suna to take a job at the company. Hayat also comes to Sate for a job interview and is coincidentally in the same elevator with Suna and Murat's secretary. During the short ride, the secretary starts ranting about how difficult it is to work with Murat, which gives Suna cold feet. Hastily, she leaves her resume there, and Hayat takes the resume and accidentally presents it as her own during the interview. The secretary assumes Hayat is Suna and gives her the job since she had already been instructed to do so. For Hayat, this seems a golden opportunity as she's getting paid more and decides to go along with the case of mistaken identity. Little does she know that the guy she just met is her boss. Number 1. Bitter Sword. This is very inspiring, romantic and stunning love story of two young people who lives in the separate world close to each other. The thought-provoking and romantic scenes of the plot indeed becomes the center of attraction for the audience. This plot actually narrates that destiny works to fulfill the incomplete matters. Someone who is far away right at the moment could be exist here in the next moment. The story further shows that love leaves a deep wound in someone's life, and that if that deep wound is not dealt, it perhaps turns into endless love. This outstanding love story has become extremely successful and got many international awards as well. I hope you people have definitely enjoyed this interesting video. Stay tuned for more exciting videos.